Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a timeless story about a very real, very human struggle, procrastination, and honestly, the sheer power of just putting in a little effort every day. You know, if you've ever found yourself putting off a major project, ignoring a deadline, or kind of just hoping future you will magically handle everything, well, you're in the right place. We're breaking down the fable of Benny and the Stormy River. On the surface, sure, it's a simple tale about forest animals. But as we unpack it today, you're going to see a brilliant, highly structured blueprint for handling life's inevitable crises.
Let's kick things off with this crucial warning from Benny's dad. I want you to ask yourself, how often do we ignore the looming storms in our own lives until it's just literally too late? It's human nature, and I guess beaver nature too, to look up at a clear sunny sky and completely ignore the fact that seasons change. Right? The father isn't just talking about rain here. He's laying down the foundational rule of survival. Safety isn't just handed to you. It's something you have to actively build way before the danger actually shows up.
Section 1. The Lazy Beaver. The Trap of Tomorrow.
So, meet our main character, Benny. He's a cheerful beaver, but his love for immediate comfort is in complete contrast to Toby the Turtle's steady work ethic. Benny is a great guy. He's happy, but he has one fatal flaw. He absolutely hates hard work. While Benny is out there burning daylight chasing butterflies, taking these long naps, and just floating in the river, Toby is actually investing his time. Toby moves slowly, for sure, but he's out there carrying tiny sticks, mud, and leaves every single day. The story even points out that the rabbits actually laughed at Toby. They teased him for working so much. But Toby? He just smiles and keeps going. He doesn't let the mockery of animals who don't understand preparation distract him.
Now, when his dad warns him to build a dam, Benny just casually drops this phrase, and let's be real, we have to recognize this as the universal battle cry of the procrastinator, there's still plenty of time. It's such a dangerously comfortable psychological trap, isn't it? Because you don't feel like you're refusing to do the work, you're just magically rescheduling it to some mythical future Tuesday where you'll supposedly have limitless energy. Benny is measuring his time by the current weather, not by the inevitable change of seasons. He completely mistakes the peace of the present moment for a guarantee of future stability.
Section 2. The First Storm. When Time Runs Out.
Well, that illusion of infinite time shatters as the environment starts to shift, and it's not instantaneous. There are clear warning signs. First, the days just kind of slip by. Then, the sky slowly turns gray, and these cool winds start blowing through the trees. As all the hardworking animals are hurrying to finish up their homes, Benny finally looks up at those dark clouds, and boom, the panic sets in. He suddenly realizes his dad was 100% right, and he tries to rush the work. But as we all know, panic is definitely not a substitute for preparation.
Because he wasted so much time, he literally doesn't even know where to start. He's frantically running down to the riverbank, just trying to throw anything together. But the foundation just isn't there. His rushed, panicked efforts are absolutely no match for the rising water. With no real structure to hold them down, the sticks just float right away.
The current is just getting stronger and stronger, mercilessly tearing apart his flimsy setup. He desperately tries slapping mud on there to bind his hurried work together, but it just slips apart. You really can't speedrun a process that actually requires time to settle. The environment is completely dictating the terms now, and Benny is entirely at its mercy. And then, the inevitable happens. Water rushes through the forest, and Benny's weak little dam breaks apart instantly. He ends up climbing onto a rock, just shivering in the freezing rain, wishing he had started earlier. All that immediate comfort he got from chasing those butterflies, it's been directly traded for immediate, severe distress. The true cost of his procrastination is staring him right in the face. Section 3. The Turtle's Secret. Safe from the Storm.
It's right in this low point, sitting freezing on a rock, that Benny finds his mentor, Toby the Turtle. Yeah, the exact same guy the other animals were making fun of, slowly walks over to the shivering beaver and kindly takes him into his shelter. Now, Toby's home isn't flashy, but it is flawlessly built to handle the elements. It's no palace, but it's strong, it's warm, it's safe, and it is entirely waterproof. Not a drop gets in. While the rest of the forest is in total chaos, Toby's environment is perfectly controlled. Benny looks around this absolute sanctuary in amazement and asks the golden question, "You built all this by yourself?"
And Toby drops this foundational piece of wisdom, which is honestly the ultimate secret to surviving life's storms. Little by little, every day.
It's so incredibly simple, right? Yet it's so incredibly difficult for us to actually execute. Toby didn't pull off some superhuman feat of strength. He didn't pull a frantic all-nighter right before the rain started. He just leveraged the immense, compounding power of small, consistent actions over a long period of time.
Section 4. Building little by little. A new routine.
That night, it really clicks for Benny. He realizes his own laziness caused his downfall, and it sparks a massive transformation. The very next morning, when the sun comes out, he completely abandons the idea of tomorrow and adopts a brand new routine. Step 1, morning, gather sticks. Step 2, afternoon, carry mud and stones. And step 3, never give up. The story explicitly mentions that some days were tiring and some days were incredibly slow. The work didn't magically become easy just because Benny learned a life lesson, but he's no longer relying on fleeting motivation, he's relying on discipline, and little by little, his dam gets bigger and stronger.
Section 5. The Second Storm. The Ultimate Test.
Weeks later, the winds start to howl and the river rises again with a second storm. This is it, the moment of truth. Because, you can build all you want in the sunshine, but the real test of your habits only comes when the weather turns hostile. But this time around, the reality is entirely different. Because Benny put in those small efforts every single day, the water could not break his dam. The structure stood completely firm, keeping his family safe and warm inside. The storm raging outside was exactly the same as the first one, but Benny's preparation fundamentally changed how he experienced it.
Benny's dad smiles proudly, seeing that his son finally learned the secret. And Benny delivers this really powerful realization. Hard work may take time, but it never fails. He's fully moved past the illusion of endless time and learned to respect the reality of effort. He finally gets that while shortcuts look super appealing in the moment, they absolutely crumble under pressure.
Section 6. The Ultimate Lesson. Small efforts, strong foundations.
Ultimately, this isn't just a cute story about a beaver and a turtle. It's a direct blueprint for our own lives. From that day on, Benny tells his story to any young animal he hears complaining about hard work. And the overarching narrative proves that while the work might be tedious and slow, consistent patience and daily effort are the true architects of success. Laziness might feel great in the moment, but it actively invites disaster when a crisis hits. Steady, daily work gives you lasting protection. It's not about these grand, exhausting, heroic efforts at the last minute. It's about those tiny efforts, compounded daily, that build foundations strong enough to survive any storm. Hard work and patience really are the ultimate safety net.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. Because eventually, the rain will fall and the time for preparation will be over. The storm is always coming. So, are you actively building your dam today? Are you laying down those small, unglamorous sticks and stones of daily discipline? Or are you out chasing butterflies in the sunshine, convincing yourself you'll just do it tomorrow? The choice is entirely up to you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and honestly, I highly recommend you start carrying a few small sticks today.